What is up, everybody? We're going to wait for a few people to get in here before we get started. All Motor Mouth, how's it going, man? All Motor Mouth. Wow, that's your new nickname. All Motor Hash, what is up, man? Thank you for tuning in and watching. Man, the video seems like really washed out with my lighting. See if I don't think I can adjust that even in any way. That might be a little better. Colby, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. All right, guys, so sadly, well, not sadly, I guess, however you want to look at it, we're still working on this thing. I'm like really to the last steps until I'm wrapping. Basically, yesterday I had to pick up some last-minute hardware. It was a difficult trying to figure out a good way to attach these panels that are going onto it. Obviously, this is a pretty big system. I would never say one baffle would be enough, so I want to make sure, however I'm securing these additional pieces, it's going to be adding strength to the box overall. I am going to be already bolting the sub in with T-nuts, so it's going to be sandwiching it together. But I want to make sure I have this first panel secured really well, and then I have to also consider the fact that my next panel needs to be secured as well, and then removable as well. So I went with a different type of hardware on that because we are going to be wrapping it with vinyl. I want to make sure it's like good looking hardware. I am going to play around a little bit with how I like the look of it before I just go ahead and pull the trigger on it because I'm still not sure. In a situation where it was just a trim panel, I'd probably do magnets, but that's not going to work on this. So right now I'm putting nut certs in here, drilling it out with my drill bit. I have it taped off so I don't go too deep. I'm definitely going to be checking once, twice, 500 times because I don't want to punch through and ruin my finish inside my box. Hopefully, maybe give you guys a better view of this. The lights in the shop are really great for me, but not so great for when I'm trying to shoot video. It ends up washing out a lot of stuff, but that's all right. Will, what's up, man? Not sure what you said because I'm really far away from the screen, but I see your comment. How's it going, buddy? We're real close to wrapping this thing. Endless saga continues. Right now I'm drilling the holes in here for these nut certs. That's how we're going to secure the first layer of this side panel. Very carefully drilling. I'm using black electrical tape on the drill bit to use as a stop. It was applied on there a lot more evenly, but just as time drilling it kind of frayed it up real bad, but it still works pretty good to stop the drill bit from going too deep. Again, I'm double, quadruple checking this because I don't want it to go through, but also you don't want it to bottom out prematurely because then it might blow out the back side of your piece too. So you really got to make sure you drill this thing pretty freaking precisely. Well, I'd say so. I've never drilled it wrong intentionally to see what it would do, but we're going to avoid that anyway. Putting super glue on this thing just to give it a little extra to hold it in there. I am using quite a bit of it. I'm just using Loctite super glue, nothing special. Super glue, super glue. I'm going to hammer this in with the bolt, just because on these, if you hammer in the actual insert, you might mess up your threads. Freaking nerve-wracking. Alright, so threaded insert. Couple more. I already basically stacked my other panel in here and drilled through that one. That's how I found these holes already. So I don't need to be worried about lining anything like that up, and I already have that part finished. This is only 3/4 of material, and the threaded insert requires a 5/8 inch deep hole, so you're really playing with fire right there for sure. Michael Groves, what's up? Sienna, what's up? JR73RK, what is up, man? Sean Barlow, how's it going, dude? So again, like I said, it's definitely a tricky battle between drilling far enough and possibly drilling too deep, especially because with these, you got to drill 5/8 inch deep, and your wood is only 3/4 in those areas. I'm using 1/4 bolts to bolt it down. It's just a really common size I like to use. Wow, the music finally cues back in. I'm glad you're excited about it. I am excited to see it in the truck and see it done. Not just done though, but like see it finished and actually see it in the vehicle. A lot of hard work to get to this point, and it definitely is nice to see it all come together. We're definitely going to do a video or something. Now they do sell better like drill bit depth stops. I don't have any because I don't commonly need to do something like this, so I'm having to go back and forth probably a little more than, well, definitely a little more than you would if you had like a metal set screw stop on your drill bit. But if you don't have one, black tape, and just be real careful. Especially with a bit this diameter, it has a tendency to like pull right through, so the tape even helps do that. And again, you don't want to go too shallow, because if you do, you risk bottoming out and blowing out the inside of your box or the other side of your piece, whatever you may be doing. One more time. 100th time is the charm. I mean, really, there's an only 1/8 difference between success and failure on this, too. Okay, I'm not going to say how many more times. However many times it takes to get it right, that's how many times. So close. All right. So I don't know if I'm necessarily going to specifically go over the topic of the title of the video, just because It's mostly a catchy title to maybe get some people in here watching, but probably seems ridiculous to check it this many times, but I put way too much time in this box to have something so simple fuck it up or mess it up. I need to watch my language, man. I know you guys say like, oh, it's okay to cuss, but literally, the last live video I posted got flagged for like minimum ad sustainability because I think I used the F word. Maybe I need to stay away from the hard cuss words, though. Start saying stuff. I don't even want to say it because, you know. This one's going to be tricky because it ended up right next to a screw hole. It still has a little bit of that old screw hole, so I'm going to take some of that 5-minute epoxy I used to secure the wires in and just make sure that that nutsert ain't going to come out or come loose. Yeah, these are nut certs, and I'm hammering them in with the bolt to make sure that it doesn't damage the thread. If you hammer it in without the bolt, you definitely can cause damage to the threads. Trying to get this epoxy to work. Nope, not done yet. I feel like I'm missing something somewhere. I'll have to count them up, see if I have the right amount in here. Definitely a little more aggressive with that one because it lands on the port wall, so I know there is no way to go through or blow out the bottom of it. Alright, so I think I got them all, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's getting all tangled up. Sanding definitely put a lot of gunk in the threads, so just going back with the bolt, clean them out. Oops. Don't want to strip that out. Alright guys, I will be back in 3 minutes. All right, guys, we are back. Sorry about that. All right, let's go through some of these comments. Microgroves asked if we can do like a time lapse of the different stages of the box. I would have done that if I didn't do so much video on this box. Because I did so much video, I don't have a lot of pictures. I already seen the comment about the hammering in the inserts. No, it doesn't hurt them. Kobe, that's hilarious. No, I actually got a message, and because I film on my phone, I cannot reply to the message without completely going off the video. And then it like resets the camera and stuff. It would probably take me a lot longer than that if that were the case. Tyrone Stockett. Oh yeah, you asked this comment I think on the other night's stream. I really did think I replied to you, but it might have got lost in the comments because we ended the stream as I was commenting back. So you asked, when are you building something like this? When you were building something like this, do you put other orders on hold? Like, do you only do one project at a time? Well, it depends on what stage in the project I am. See, this one is so close to done, I really just want to get it knocked out, so I have been dedicating a few full days on it. Normally, no. So, you know, did it again to me. Sorry, guys. Got a phone call. Totally threw the whole stream off. Thank God I'm on StreamYard because I can actually still maintain it, the video like going, but on the phone it literally closes out the whole thing and I have to redo it. So we're back. Tyrone Stockhead, hopefully I answered that question for you. No, I do not normally. I don't always do one project at a time. I would say 80% of the time, maybe even 90% of the time, I won't do that. It's normally multiple projects per day, or at least multiple projects per week. I have been working on this a couple days solid because I really want to get it done at this point and see it get installed in the truck. At this point, I'm so close. It's like, why not just dedicate to finishing it? I mean, I already have the shop taken apart. Like, you know, I just have pieces of the box everywhere because I'm working on it. You know, you would lose time just in taking things apart and cleaning them up to be able to pull out another project. If I had another shop or a bigger, much bigger shop, it would definitely be a lot easier to do that. I have definitely in the last 4 months added 1, 2, 3, 4 extra work tables in here, and I've somehow been able to fill them up immediately. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right. So now I think we can get back to this. All right. Yeah, I do need 2 phones. Okay, so now I guess we're going to put this panel on top of it. I do have to drill these holes out in here a little bigger. I just have the pilot holes drilled through now. As you can see, these larger bits, they will just pull something through. So that's why I was using the tape to guide me and really going slow. I did get the new LED controller today, which is good because it definitely looks like a lot better one. I think it has 8 channels on it, so should be plenty enough to wire up. I think it was like 10,000 pixels that this one does, so I'm not going to have to worry about it not being enough at all on this project. Although this has a lot of LEDs. By the time it's all said and done, we're going to have 5 full rolls on this thing, or 6 rolls on it. A lot of LEDs. Being that they're 15 feet apiece, Like, especially when you're going around a circle like this whole thing is lined with LEDs here. That takes up a lot of linear feet. More than you would think. More than I would think, even. I misordered them the first time, thinking that I would only need, you know, so many, and then realizing, like, oh, shit. I need a lot more than that. Alright, so I want to kind of gauge up. Make sure I'm not going to blow through just drilling in here, or just screwing these things in. The bolts are 3/4, so we'll be good. Put a washer on there. 3/4 bolt, and we'll be good to go. So many bolts everywhere, I don't know what's where. I did also get 1-inch ones, so I don't think I'll need those though. See, now I might have to go back to the store again and get some more bolts. Just when I thought I had more than enough. That's definitely something with these projects like this. It is so hard to ever guess like how much material you're going to use on each given project. So I basically drilled these, or yeah, Forstner bitted, you know, countersunk the bolts in here just deep enough for the head to be lower than this wood layer is, because on top of this is going to go another trim panel as well. So this one's going to get bolted in, and the next one's going to get bolted into it. I'm just going to bolt this in to make sure I have all the bolt holes lined up good. Make sure my bolt lengths are properly, you know. Such a guess, like I basically just went to Home Depot and looked at a giant bolt aisle. First I went to Rural King, or Tractor Supply rather. They didn't have anything of what I needed. And for some reason, a lot of these places don't sell full thread shank bolts. So like these bolts here, they have threads all the way from the very tip to the very base of the head of the bolt, which you want if you're, bolting in something and you don't know the exact length of it, and you can kind of play around with the length, because one thing with those like half-threaded ones, if you bottom out after you run out of threads, you're not getting it any more tighter. You basically just have to buy a new bolt. With these, you can tighten it up all the way basically until the head. You don't have to do that on this, but I don't like buying partially threaded bolts for that reason. It's like a Lowe's thing. Lowe's does that for some reason. Alright, so we got that layer on. Now we have to figure out how we're going to attach this layer. This is going to hold LEDs. It's going to have a grill in it. And you can't permanently adhere this, or you could, but the option for bolts and stuff like that is really slim when it comes to like, really the only thing you do to like screw it in. Drywall screws, they don't look very good, especially if you're going to vinyl this thing. I have to be able to take it apart to be able to vinyl it, because I have to wrap around this edge. Same reason why I need this to be a separate piece too, because I have to wrap around this edge and then wrap this individually as well, the whole base of it. So a lot of work. The box itself, I'd say, with all the trim panels on, probably touching 200 pounds. It's real heavy. I can't pick it up with all the panels on it. I could only kind of lift it slightly and move it, and if I lift it up, it has to be tipped on one end to even move it, and I kind of just shimmy it from side to side. It's definitely a heavy box. Okay, so for this I went with a number 6 bolt. Then I went with finishing washers. I think that will look about as good as we're going to get, like a screwed finish. I grabbed a couple different lengths because I didn't know exactly how long I'd want to go with this. I also have T-nuts, which are going to go on this in this panel as well to secure them in. I deliberated for a long time about how to attach all these panels, and this is kind of the best way I came up with. I think it's going to work the best. Obviously, if you knew you were going to buy this many nut certs or T-nut inserts, definitely wouldn't buy them by the bag from Home Depot. You can buy them by the box on Amazon, but I wanted to get them that day. And also, it definitely helps sometimes to be able to actually hold the piece in your hand and like hold the bolt in your hand, see how big it is, compare it to other stuff. Okay, so these are 1 inch, which already aren't really going to be long enough. 1 1/4 inch, I think I can make that work. Actually, I don't know. Well, I could just pre-sync or countersink these in there so I can make the 1 1/4 inch work. I have the most of those anyway. I kind of bought them out of everything, so. Alright, so we got 40 bolts, so we can do 20 per panel. We want to really mark out, and we're going to have to play with it, marking out what is the best way to line all these up and make them look good on there, because obviously you're going to see them all, so you want to have them lined up really nicely. I can never find a damn pencil when I'm looking for it. It's too damn bright in here. Everything gets washed out so much. Too bright for videos, I'd say. Or at least, you know, when you're streaming, it gives you no options for like focusing in the camera at all. So I think it's just autofocus, but definitely can't auto adjust brightness that well. Alright, again, so we got 40 bolts, so imagine we have possibly 20 per panel. Again, we not only want these to be secured strong so they don't vibrate, but also if they're bolted on there securely, it'll also add a lot of strength as well. And all this stuff, again, was hand cut. I don't know why I say again. I haven't really told you guys that, but all hand cut in-house, nothing done with the CNC. A lot of hours and a lot of work put into this thing for sure. So to kind of go along with the video subject at hand, let me see in the comments, what do you think custom fabrication should be? How do you think it should be charged? Do you think it should be charged by the hour? Let's start with that. Think it should be charged by the hour, or should be a flat rate per project? Kind of curious to what you guys think. I think if my computer will allow, if it has enough processing power, I might be able to actually just throw a poll on the chat itself. So any of you guys are watching, make sure you go hit the chat. Hit that chat, drop some comments in there. I'll be back in a few minutes. Gotta go help my girl get something out of the car real quick. Oh, you guys are truly dedicated. Thank you so much for sticking through and waiting. I know that was a bit longer than I anticipated, but all right. Let's get to these comments, see where we're at. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching and waiting for that brief intermission. All right. Let's see. So, Colby. Oh, no, you're not the first comment. Man, these comments load real slow on the StreamYard. All right. So, first comment. Colby, custom work can take a very long time to build. Good by the hour for the builder, but killer on the consumer. Perhaps a flat rate both parties can agree to. Good comment. Michael Groves. If you go by the hour, someone might say you dragged your feet. And then Colby. Got to remember, anytime something is custom built, there's a lot of snags and unforeseen snares, all for the fact that it's custom. Trial and error sometimes as well. Definitely a very good point, man. Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen it over the last few days on this live stream. You guys have witnessed firsthand that stuff will take a lot longer than you anticipate. I think the first live stream, we were going to have it done the next day. And we've already done 5 or so videos on this thing. So, yeah, definitely. Got a good point, Colby. Thank you, Michael Groves, again. You have a good point, too. With definitely people might feel like you dragged your feet. Shit, it might look like you dragged your feet after there are so many unforeseen hiccups and issues through the project. You know, I guess if you were to charge by hour, where do you really draw the line as far as to what what you could honestly charge a customer, and with good faith charge a customer per hour when you're doing something like this, and there is problems. Because are the problems really the customer's problem? I mean, yes and no, because in custom work it does just happen and it's kind of part of the nature, but also I don't think you can really have that fall on the customer too much. Now, unexpected costs sometimes, I will say that if it's too much, or if it's something like this project, it's kind of understood that there are just unforeseen things that come along that you're going to have to buy and order. I mean, already we've had to order in two extra rolls of LEDs, got a whole bunch more bolts, but yeah, hard to say. Colby, undoubtedly this box has taken much longer than forecast. Hard for the builder to determine a price too. I, for one, rather pay for what's fair. I wouldn't want my builder to lose his ass. Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, thankfully, Will is like overly generous. Well, he's definitely a very generous guy, and he definitely understands that stuff takes time and sometimes takes longer than you expected. I mean, that in itself is almost like, it's almost so rare that it's like almost worth money in itself, just the customer having that sort of understanding with you. Will, good point. I think the customer should be understanding and be fair. Well, again, like I said, you've definitely you've shown that. But man, you're an exception, I would say. Well, I don't know. A lot of times, dude, I'll just eat the price, to be honest with you, because I want to, if I was to go somewhere and they said, hey, it's going to cost X amount of dollars, and I get back there and they're like, hey, it's now this price, and it's like, I mean, even if it's a small amount over, it's kind of like, why is it more? Like, you told me this much. I mean, some people, I mean, like myself, many times I've gotten things done where I've budgeted specifically for what they've told me the price was, and then if you were to get a different price in the end, it would maybe sometimes make or break the difference of you doing it. Scraping base, how long have you been in business? Technically, since 2019. That's kind of when I really started like heavily building for customers, and I think officially I kind of started the idea of CustomLowz in I don't even remember the year at this point now. I know it's been about 6 years. It's been about 6 years, if that puts it. Yeah, I've been doing it for that long, and I still like have a hard time trying to determine exactly how long a box is going to take me to do, because you really do have a lot of unforeseen things, and I don't have a magic, I don't know what they would call it. I don't have a time machine. I can't foresee the future. That's a big reason why also, like I've said many times, is why I why I've said I'm going to stop doing insanely custom stuff like this, because of those reasons. Mike Rose, if you did run into a snag, you would have to keep them in contact all the time. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you kind of have to, especially if someone's expecting to pick something up. You don't want them to just come down thinking, hey, I'm picking up my box today, and then all of a sudden there's nothing for them to get. We're still hunting down a pencil. Colby, most people want something for nothing, but your work is top notch. Good customers understand that they're getting, or what they're getting, and like Will, are willing to pay for what they're getting. Yeah, no doubt, for sure. And I hate to say it's few and far between, because I'm not saying that to throw any shade on any of the customers I have, because I'm very fortunate with some very understanding customers. I think anyone who is into audio enough to invest the kind of money that a custom enclosure costs, they're pretty understanding already as it is, because they know in general that it's going to cost a good amount of money to get it done. But I will say, I wish we would maybe all. I mean, I'm even guilty of it too on certain products. Like, you want that instant gratification, you want that product right now. Okay, I found the pencil. Now I can't find my razor knife. And I'm always searching for something around here. Here it is. Found it quickly. Gotta sharpen the pencil with a razor knife, or it ain't sharp. Alright, again, so I had 40 bolts. We can do 20 possible spots. I might not do that many. I'm probably not going to do that many. I'm just going to start marking around where I see fit, what I think might be pleasing to the eye. You also want to make sure you kind of do some sort of measuring, so it's, you know, equal distances, halfway points, some sort of measuring to figure it out. Alright, so we'll put one there. And again, too, we're really going to have to be mindful of the current bolts we have. So I think even in a few, this one's good. This one I'll have to move a little bit. Usually also what looks good, being even, is also what's strong too. So there we go. One thing I also have to watch out too for is there's grooves on the back of these panels that I gotta be mindful to not drill through, because that's where I'm gonna be running my LED wires through in the end. That one's good. This one, I'm gonna have to go farther over to make that one work. I'm going to grab a 15-inch sub basket just so I can kind of see where the screws for the subs are. Probably be more visually appealing to maybe have our hardware either directly off-centered of our sub-hole screws or right on to it. Michael Grove's question, this is a good comment actually. Are the panels too heavy to use some kind of magnets like the other enclosures? Just curious. Yeah, they're really heavy. Well, they're not really heavy, but I mean, vinyl alone is going to add some weight to them. Then you're going to have magnets, and then you're going to have what is it? The magnets are going to add weight to it, just in that, you know, in themselves. The panel, the metal grill, the LEDs, and it's literally a vertical panel that's up like this, and there's no lip anywhere for it to kind of rest on either. So not only could it possibly fall off this way, but it could slide down too. Now you guys can barely see my face at all. All right, we're definitely going to be putting another late night into this bad boy. Okay, so got more LED wire lines there of course. If I'm real careful, I can go here. I guess ultimately I could slightly adjust the LED, you know, channel I have routed in here. Really, more importantly, want to make sure what you can see, like the bolt pattern, is appealing to your eyes. It's also why I'm using the 15-inch basket, because it has 8 evenly placed holes on there. I'm going to be using bolts to bolt the subs on. They're going to be bolted through with T-nuts. I'm not going to put those in until the very end, just because it's going to be slightly different on certain subs, but they still all have 8 holes. Well, most of them have 8 holes. Some subs have more than 8 holes, so I guess don't listen to that. Alright, so right there, I think it should be good. Do one in the center here, one there. And again, I'm trying to make sure it's visually appealing, but also adds enough stability to this panel that it's not going to vibrate. I'm not trying to pick any certain specific amount of bolts, just visually, when I think it's enough, then it's enough. How do I order a subwoofer box? Go check out my website, www.CustomLowz.com. I got links. There's a link scrolling right down on the bottom of the screen, actually. Okay, we got no bolts there, so we'll do another one here. And we're going to have to go through this whole process on the other side as well, because they might be matching. The outside shape is matching, but the cutouts for even the sub placement and the windows are completely different. So definitely a lot of artistic creativity kind of used on this thing, because everything is different than the other side, and not even like exact opposites. It's just different in general. Okay, so we got all around the perimeter pretty much. Guess we could use one over here. I don't want to put too many that it's tacky, but you know, it's all about getting the right amount. So I'm definitely going to spend some time doing this. I don't think I'm able to fit one there. Alright, that's 15. That should be plenty. Plus, I think if we go any more, it's going to start looking possibly tacky. We definitely don't want to do that. Actually, we do need these two pieces together. So I need to know exactly where those holes are. Probably want to unbolt it from this enclosure, because I got to go through here. We're using nut inserts instead of, or we're using T-nuts instead of nut inserts for this panel. No, I'm using a bolt that has a finish head. It's a finished head Phillips screw, and I'm using a finishing washer. So these are actually going to go on after I wrap the panel in vinyl. It's really kind of the best way I have to make sure that these things aren't going to come off afterwards, but also can come off afterwards. You know, so that's the real challenge. Making it strong, but also making it not permanent. It's got to be permanently strong, but not permanent. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to take you guys over here. Hopefully I don't lose the video. All right, so angle this a little more. So while we're going over this and drilling these holes out, I guess if you guys have any questions, comments, whatever it may be, let me know in the comments below. If you have questions that I can answer, I will answer them. We're going to be doing probably another 10 minutes of streaming or so. Subaru LLC ripped off by who? Jesus. I'm not sure if you commented previously. I didn't see it. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to go through this with an 1/8 inch drill bit just because I have to go through the backside of this bottom board and countersink it so I can countersink my T-nut. Got all these holes drilled out. Now, basically I have to go on the back side, countersink those big enough to fit the T-nuts that I have. I'm going to countersink them slightly just to accommodate the 1.25 inch length bolts that I'm using. Using number 6 Phillips head bolts. I don't know if they'd be called screws if they have a Phillips head versus a hex head. What would it be called technically? It's this panel. I think I went right through my... Yeah, I did go through the channel for the LEDs, so I'm going to have to do something about that. Maybe move it, maybe not do that one. Yeah, the channel goes like right past that area, so it's kind of hard to fit anything on there. I think we might have to say no go on that one. I really want to put one there though, so I think I might just slightly chisel out the inside corner right there. Then when I put my LEDs in, I'll just make sure I glue them in real good into place before I run the bolt through. Really, the hole's already drilled, so if you're that off with the bolt, it likely wouldn't go in anyway. John, I have a 2021 Chevy Silverado 1500. I would like to order the subwoofer box for 4 8-inch SVR SCAR subwoofers. How long would it take for me to get it? I'm just going to keep saying this line on YouTube specifically. If you have to worry about it, if you have to worry about wait time, I might not be the right person for you. I do have a long wait time on stuff. It's quite a long time. It's different on every product, so make sure you go to the website. It's updated kind of as regularly as I can. So if you want to go check out the website, www.customlowz.com, it's scrolling down in the video. Go check that out. If you go to the under seat enclosures, you can actually see the 2021 Chevy box. Click on that, and you can see the different prices, different wait times. It's all in the description there. Scrape and base, you need a photo gallery on your website, showcase your work. It slows down the website so much. I had a photo gallery on there, and obviously I like to keep that, but kind of stats do show that more so probably than not having pictures on there, it'll more negatively affect me to have a slow website. So I kind of had to lose them. I do have my Instagram linked there. Actually, I believe on the mobile version of my website, on the bottom bar, you can click the Instagram logo and it will directly pull you to Instagram, which I have all my work there. So if you did want to see my work, you can. Yeah, it's not on my website, but it makes it super slow. I knew nothing when I was getting into doing the websites, and I unfortunately picked, from what I now realize, probably one of the slowest website hosts like that there is. I won't mention who that is, but very slow. Very slow. If you guys know anything about website building, you probably guessed right off the bat, just off of that. I think, and I didn't find out till after I spent all this time building my website on there, that it was almost common knowledge that this website host was like notoriously slow, and I had to take off a lot of the graphic stuff on my website to accommodate for that and actually make it quicker, because unfortunately in this world of instant gratification, if a website doesn't load within 5 seconds, most people get off of that website. If it's their first time visiting, they don't actually know what is on the website, like, they're leaving. It's pretty wild to see like the real lack of interest and like retention like people have. All right, if you guys have any last minute questions or comments, drop them in the comments below. We're going to be heading off the stream soon. We've got a lot of work left to do on this thing, and although I don't have to do too much talking on the stream, it is definitely a lot easier to get stuff done quicker when I'm not streaming. So let me know what you guys think. We've been streaming for an hour and a half at this point. It's 7:13, so we're going to go for till 7:15. So if you guys got anything to ask now or forever hold your peace. I will definitely be back streaming tomorrow at least once. Hopefully we will be showing off a box that is wrapped or at least started wrapped. So we're going to hope on that. I think we can make that happen now. Basically, once I get both of these sides figured out as far as where the nuts and bolts and stuff are going, we can start building, or start wrapping rather. So we're getting there. We're real close. I've attached this panel so many times over the process of me building. There's now a bunch of holes on the backside that might not mean anything. So I'm going to have to figure out some way to show myself exactly which hole is which when I do this. Guess I can just stick the drill bit through. I don't want to drill it through. I guess I'll have to go through with pencil or something, or a Sharpie, and mark out what hole is which. Colby, you have a good weekend as well, man. Actually, you know what? I think I lied about streaming tomorrow. I have some family stuff to do, but maybe later on during the night, I might be back on this thing. I know I'm going to try to get up at the crack of dawn and get on it, but I have some stuff to do during the day that's definitely going to slow me down a little bit. But you got to take time for the family, take time for yourself. If you work 24/7, you'll very quickly burn yourself out. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so right now. Drop a comment on this video. Let me get a like as well. If you liked what I did, if you like what I have been doing, I would really appreciate it. Also, you guys can join the YouTube membership program. We got a whole bunch of different perks over there. Go check out the website for a whole bunch of stuff. I got subwoofer enclosure designs, box designs. I said that twice. Underseat designs. I've been streaming for too long. I always know that when I start getting super jumbled in my words. Anyway, guys, perfect timing for me to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back for another one.